Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am here with my little, I call this my like dainty little cup of coffee just because I feel like it's like one of those little coffee mugs that you buy at a restaurant. It's like the cafe type cup, and so it just feels very dainty in my hands compared to like my behemoth coffee mugs. But I've just been not drinking as much coffee, at least like in one sitting. Like I like to have little cups like throughout the day. Anyways, so I'm having my dainty little coffee also because after this I'm going to go work out. Life update, I finally got my new tattoo, so it's like a fill-in spot for a lot of the other tattoos that I had, and so I used that as an excuse to not work out for the last week because I got it last Monday. And one, I didn't want to like sweat and all this and like make it really yucky, and then I didn't want to go to the gym because gyms are just like cesspools for a lot of really gross stuff. And then I didn't work out at home just again because I didn't want to sweat. I just took it really easy this week. So I'm excited to get back into the gym today. I also need to go get my flu shot, and I have like very specific times that I can get my flu shot. So all that being said, I'm going to film this video really quick, and it should be very fast. It's just an update to everything. I haven't posted in like 2 weeks, and I've really been like adding a few more little lists in the back. I'm gonna like update you on what my other planner is looking like, my Hobonichi, my main Hobonichi I'm using right now. Also, before I forget, I have a new background. You don't have to look at my like crummy desk. No matter how many times I clean the desk, the white desk, it's just scratched up, it's beat up, it's stained. It doesn't look nice. And I keep going back and forth between like getting a new one and just using what I have. I think the next time that we move, that we conduct like our move, as we're military, we move a lot. Next time we do the move, I might just use that time to get a new desk because I've really been downsizing a lot of stuff that I've like been holding on to planner wise anyways. Like I really only have what I use. I don't know. I think I could do with a smaller desk, but we'll see. Anyways, this is like a very good intermediary fix, and it's gorgeous. It looks a little black based on the like lighting and stuff, but it's called Midnight Blue, and it is like a very deep navy, but it is gorgeous. When I got it, obviously it like the middle part weighs down really well right away because that's where like all the weight is. The ends kind of curled up just a little bit still, but after like letting it sit for the whole night, everything is like laying completely flat. So I love it. It's from Anecdote. They're on Amazon. I don't know if it's like a small business or in LA or if they just sell on Amazon. But Anecdote, they have like a ton of other stuff too. And it's 100% vegan leather desk pad. And it just came at the perfect time because I've just been feeling very self-conscious about the way that my desk looks. Anyways, let me take a little sip. So yummy. So first of all, update on my current planner. I actually wish that I brought, of course I'm not prepared, but I don't want to stop this video. What I'm trying to say is that I keep contemplating, I need to fix this. I keep contemplating filming like a full year flip in this, but I want to be able to do it when it is 100. I've been using it over a year, but when it is 125% filled up, like front to back, and it will be because I did this in the back. Obviously I've ran out of my pages. So I started making my own pages in the back, but I wanted to conserve space, right? I wanted to conserve space. And so I just did like 1 week per page, and I really shot myself in the foot. Not that I don't always love planning with sticky notes, but it forced me to literally only plan on sticky notes because I didn't have enough room for everything else. My like margins and my sizing were all messed up. And then of course I'm like a go-getter, and I made it exactly the same until the end of this planner, until I'm jumping into my next one, which is like the last week of November. So it is what it is. This like really screwed me up though, big time. And I felt I kind of talked about this on my YouTube, on my Instagram. Like, I don't know if doing this came at a time where I also took on a lot of responsibility at work, and I just feel very crammed in this planner, and that's what's kind of forcing me. I've talked about it before on here that I really am thinking about trying a rings planner, and I actually have like a fun little project coming up this week, and I will probably do like a quick video on that. But anyways, I don't know if it was a compilation of just like all the extra things I'm doing at work, on top of like not enjoying my weekly layout, on top of this planner barely having any breathing room. I have like 30 pages maybe until I start my new one. So it's just a lot of things. Anyways, this is how I was using it. I had it planned out all the way till the last week of November because that's when I'll switch into my new one. But I can't handle this. This is too little room for what I need. And so I just was like, you know what? I want to make sure this planner is used front to back. So obviously I'm going to keep these because they're already there. Can't really go back in time. So maybe I'll just like use these as like pre-planning, or maybe I'll just like, even though I have stuff written in them, I'll just use this as like a little gratitude tracker. I'll put gratitude in here every day until end of November. I don't know. But I redated all the other pages going into December. So these were all the way into December, but I'm using them, I don't know what that white spot is. I'm using them, I've redated them to get me till the end of November. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, those are the exact same thing as these would have been. So again, I'll just use these, gratitude or something, I don't know. I'm not going to waste these pages, and I'm going to still try and use up the rest of these pages. I have a lot of like little notes I've been taking and things I need to transfer over into here anyways. And I'm just going to use these because I need at least the 2 pages. At the very minimum, I need the 2 pages. I went from giving myself this much room to giving myself like this much room. Or let me backtrack. I gave from having this much room and this to giving myself like this much room and not this, because of how skewed I made these boxes. Like, you can't really see it, but like that's how big the box is, and that's like how much space I took up. So it was so silly of me, but you live and you learn. So that's what's going on with this planner. Again, I should have one of my where I was trying to say like, oh, I wish I brought my other notebook, because I was feeling hyper overwhelmed in this planner. And so what I did was, oh man, that's not good. Sorry, now I'm bumping the camera. I'm just a hot mess because I'm trying to be quick. I've also, a few weeks or months ago, I bought a spiral, like extra large Moleskine spiral weekly, and it has so much space, and it's Moleskine paper, love it. It just doesn't have notes pages, but it has so much room on the daily on the weekly that it was like dailies. And so I really enjoyed using that, and I've used that like steady the past 2 weeks, but that's only because I needed more space, and it wasn't until like this week that I started the redating process. So I was like using that and a Planner Monkey Co. freely planned A5 like spare notebook in the meantime, in the intermediary. Hopefully this quells any need to step out into another planner, because I really don't want to start hopping around in like all this stuff. This works for me. It's just overwhelming right now because I have no space. So I need to remember that. That's where I'm at with that. As far as my next year Hobonichi, if you were on my Instagram, I had like a mental crisis, and I realized like I need sections. Again, all the things I'm doing at work are a little bit extra. My one daughter, I'm having like a lot more medical appointments for her. I'm just taking on a lot of different projects at work. Like I can think of like 3 or 4 right off the top of my head, and that's not even like thinking of everything else that entails my job. So I was like, I know people use this, obviously, and I felt like I was one of them. Like, I had everything in here, and I have for the last couple years. But I've never had a job like this where I'm taking on so much. And then I also explained on my Instagram that I feel like the allure and the excitement of having a book-bound system for so long was amazing, because it was memory keeping. I wrote down so much, like, small little things here and there, because there was so much to fill my day. Now all 3 of my kids are at school. I've mentioned this before. All 3 of them are at school, and like now they're going to be at school forever. Like there's like until summer, there's no going back in time. Like they're at school from pretty much 8 to 3, and then it's, dance, and then after school, obviously we spend all that time as a family together because we're with them constantly after school. But if they're out playing outside, or they'll run to a friend's house and they'll play until dinner time. Then after we have dinner, I'm like really big on dinner all together. And then after dinner, like bath, playtime, bed. And that's just how the routine goes. And we find obviously like little memories and moments within all of that time, but not stuff that is like world breaking, needs to be written down, or I'm gonna be sad if I don't remember it type stuff. And that's really all the others that have like filled a lot of my other pages. Like, it to the average person may not look like much, but like a lot of this stuff, like I do look back and it really will jog my memory, and I'll be like, whoa, I can remember what this time of life felt like, or, you know. And I was going to show you where I said, like, that's not good that I can't even find it. I was going to show you my Pocket Moleskine daily, because like there was a period where I really did hop back into it, and then I all of a sudden like fell off again because it just, like, the pages were too small for everything I needed to write down. But then at the same, like, it was just, I don't know. I don't really have an excuse other than like it just didn't feel right. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. No means no. So I stopped really using it, and I don't even know where it's at. I thought it was in the purse sitting next to me, but I guess not. Anyways, I feel like with all of that being said, Bookbound has this very special place in my heart, and I'm not getting rid of the Bookbound. I'm just putting it on a little bit of a hiatus, I think. Despite like what I'm showing in this video, like this is my main system. I'm practicing. Some amazing friends in the planner community reached out, and they offered to like send me a planner, like loan it out, let me borrow it, and I'm just gonna like give it to her back when I'm all done. Unless I fall in love with it, then, you know, maybe we can like work something out, obviously, but I don't know. We'll see. That we'll cross that bridge when it comes, because I don't want to get like too excited about it and then be like disappointed. So I'm really, really excited for it to get here. I'm trying not to be like too crazy, because I feel like sometimes we also do that. We like hype something up in our head, and then that's why it's really nice that they're giving me like planner inserts and like some leftover planner inserts they had, and then like they're like letting me borrow some dashboards and the cover so that I can like just play in it, because I think the hardest part is like jazzing something up so highly in your head, and then you get it and it just falls short because you made it like this big thing in your head, and then you get it and then you're like, well, this isn't what I wanted at all. Like, I thought rings were gonna feel way different, and this does not feel like how I thought it was going to be. And that's why I'm very thankful, genuinely so appreciative that they are letting me borrow their personal ring systems that they were not using, so that I can just like practice and play in it and decide if it feels good, and then like figure life out after that, because it's just so hard to want to shift a whole system and spend all of that money on something that you get, and then you're like, I wish I didn't do that. Like, there went all my money and I'm not happy in this system, and then trying to resell. So again, I'm very thankful, very, very, very thankful for that. And with that being said, that's going to be like a whole separate thing that I'm going to try and like put my toes in the water in. Either way, this is my system and this is what works. So that falls short, this is what I'm coming back to. This is the setup that I have so far for next year. It just has some of these like bright labels and some decorative paper. I have these here, and it's kind of like foreshadowing for what I'm about to say. So I think it's funny that I decided to put these little like functional post-its in there. I'll tell you that in a minute. I just have the same setup that I have had. I just added in this cute little like shadow I love you marker, and then my daughters gave me this, and it was like excuse me, sitting on my desk for the longest time, and I was like, I'm just gonna make it part of my planner, make it part of my personality. I haven't added anything new up here. I think I've already showed you like how I did my monthlies. I already went in and like added some stuff, decorated some stuff, added some stuff on post-its, and then I am going to be starting it the last week of November. I haven't like started actually planning in the week section yet, but I will be starting in the last week of November, when it's supposed to start. I have all the monthly like health trackers in the front, and this is like part of the Bujo system, right? Is like all of the collections and the idea of collections and whatnot. So I have space for some collections that I already thought about, and these are like already inserts that I'm hoping to get and use, and things I would like to put in my rings planner. So I wanted like a whole section of reading, and obviously this isn't everything. I wanted like a few more things, but I have a hard time making that type of collection in this. I don't know why. Like, I get hung up on like the way it looks, and I don't like to count boxes and make structured things. Like, it's overwhelming for me. So this isn't everything that I would have wanted if I had my ring planner, but for my Hobonichi, this is how it is. So I have my reading log. This is more intrusive than it was last year, or this year, I should say. So the book, how many stars, when I started it and when I stopped it. And then this is just like a little TBR tracker, and I split it up into, I'm the type of person, I see books that are like, I have not gotten hooked on the Fourth Wing hype yet, because I know that if I did, I would have been so sad. I'm not good at reading books and then waiting a huge chunk of time and then reading the next book. I'm impatient. I am a mood reader, and I will not go back. I have so many books that when I first started really getting back into reading, that I went and bought and like read the first book, loved it, 5 out of 5, like 500 out of 5 stars. And then by the time the second book came out, I purchased it or pre-ordered it, and then I never got back into it. I would start reading it and I'd be like, what's happening again? Or I couldn't follow. I could not follow. So I needed them to be, that's why I also have the like the Crescent City series, but I know that there's one more book coming out, and I didn't want to start that series until like that book came out. So that's just me. So I have it separated into like series I want to try, books without the next, so like Fourth Wing would go here. Fourth Wing, I would start Fourth Wing, but the next one isn't out yet. But these are like series that are all out yet, or that are all out, and then just standalones. Going forward, maintenance log, and I want to put like actual vehicle information here. Same thing with my camper, winterizing it. I want to like, I always forget like which side slides out. Is it passenger? Is it the driver's side? I have to like rethink it in my head. This is like another camping section, things we typically would pack for camping, things we would prep for camping, like making sure the propane's filled, stuff like that. Wish list. This is just going to be like my personal wish list. I have a lot of things. Like I said, I have been not really buying a lot of stuff or spending money at all, honestly, and I'm really proud of myself. But there's a lot of things that when I do want to start spending my money, it's not that I don't want to spend the money, it's just when I start to spend the money, I want to actually invest in something. So like, there's a lot of ideas of things that I want to get, but I want to just make sure that I'm not buying something quick and easy, and then like, it's not good quality, or it only lasts me for a little bit of time. Like, certain brands I want to invest in and stuff like that. So I want to like skincare lines and things I want to fully dip my toe in. I'm going to put all that here. Now that my daughters are getting older, they all have like such wildly different personalities. I want to start putting things that like they've mentioned that they're interested in or want. Same thing with my husband. We're so bad. And by we're, I should say me, because he will get me things and I'm just like, oh, that is so freaking sweet. And then I don't ever get this poor man anything. But we're like, he has a paycheck, I have a paycheck, and like we keep our finances separate, and like we're both very impatient people. And this goes back to like, I'm trying to not be so impatient about my purchases, because like if we see something and we want it, typically we've always been in a position like, well, we'll just buy it. And it's like, we don't have like, oh, well, we talk about it first. Like if it's a really big purchase, we'll let each other know like, hey, I'm really thinking about this. But like at the end of the day, like, I don't know. If we see something and we want it, it's like, we don't really ever put the foresight into like waiting for the right time. Like we just usually get it. And that's why I'm trying to not be that way. And my husband, he likes what he likes. I've tried going out of my way to buy this man things before in the past. And he's just so into techie stuff. And you know how techie stuff is. Like, there's different versions and series and this and that and different storage options. And like, I went out of my way and tried buying him something that I was like really excited about for one of his birthdays or Father's Day or something. And it was like the wrong one. He's like, oh, I didn't want the curved monitor. I wanted, you know, he was like hoping to get a different monitor or something. He's like, that's why I was going to buy it myself. And it turned, I was like devastated, and he was upset because like I was upset. And so he's like, well, I don't want you crying, because whatever. I was very upset though, because like it was the first time that I really wanted to try and buy him something. And then I was like, and I was postpartum, and I was just like trying to Sorry, I like think about that time because I can remember it so vividly. I remember sitting in the Best Buy parking lot and being like, dang it, I spent so much money and I got the wrong thing. Anyway, this is not turning into lifetime story chat. And then the last thing that I have here is just my Christmas log. And that's like things that we have already purchased for the girls for Christmas. Just so as I purchase things or families purchase and they send things, then I can write it down. So there's not this like, oh, let me go rifle through and try and remember what it was that we bought out in the storage unit or something, because that gets suspicious. And that's it. That's all I have. I'm thinking, so going forth about the little page flags, if I am not jiving with the personal planner and the sections, I think what I'm going to do, I have them put away now, is just take, I've never been a color coder, but I think that if I do it in a page flag system, I could be. Everything that I'm trying to compartmentalize in my life that I need sections for, I think I'm just going to designate a color. It sounds like so simple, and I don't know why I never thought about it, but I'm just like, if this page holds a lot of information about my one daughter, if this information holds a lot of, this page holds a lot of information about the one particular job at work, excuse me, I'm just going to designate a color to that and put the flag. So by the end of the year, this whole thing will be all flagged up, which is obviously what we love, right? We love it being chunky. We love it being tabbed up. And I will easily be able to see a color flag and like go to that page and look and see if that has the information I need. Nope, yes, no. And then I go to the next color that maybe has the information. I know that that's kind of like the designated idea for the inbox, but the inbox freaks me out. I've tried the inbox before. I just feel even if I didn't use just this page and I made a new index like I've seen others do, I still can't do it. I don't know why. It stresses me out. And I know that's not the intended purpose, obviously, but it stresses me out. So I'm not going to do it. And yeah, so that's where I'm at with the Hobonichi. That's where I'm at with the personal rings. And then come in this planner. I am like feeling more and more skeptical about this purchase. I'm going to be honest, because of the fact that I think the reason I haven't been using my pocket Moleskine daily, one, it feels a little too small. And yes, this is better because it's a little bit larger. Two, it doesn't have very good monthlies on it. Again, this comes into play because it has the massive monthlies, and I can actually see myself planning in these. Like, I'm already foreshadowing things in my life that I need to do. Order Chris a gift. See, I'm trying to be more intentional. Plan a birthday party. So I think that already with just those two things, I am like forward leaning into what this could be. I think the reason I also don't use my pocket Moleskine is because it's it has no cover on it right now, and I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes you just don't feel it. It just doesn't feel good, and it just doesn't feel good to me right now. And also, what else? I've kind of fallen out of the idea of wanting, like, when I take my pocket Moleskine, it just feels like an extra brick that I'm bringing along with me, because I don't have as much to plan anymore, because my days are like, wake up, get the kids to school, and then me and my husband go to the gym, and then we come back, shower, eat, and then we have scooters and we like go scooting around town, or we just kind of come home and he plays video games and I'll have like a reading day. And the days aren't really filled up with nearly as much. And the fact that all I can fit inside of the pocket Moleskine is a daily, because I can't use the monthly, I can't forward plan because there's no notes pages, it just feels like a dead weight. And I'm nervous that this is going to feel like dead weight. Because I'm trying to kind of income personal rings. Again, I'm trying to move out of, and this sounds silly because I have two very beautiful planners. I don't want to have to bring two things all the time. I don't want to bring two things all the time. And I think my idea with this was that I could, though, because the monthlies are so big, and there's not notes, there's a few notes pages, but there's enough notes pages back here that I can put a lot of sticky notes and do a lot of planning, honestly, more than I could in the Moleskine. I think that I could, though, just take this. I can load this up with my cards, like my Visa, my ID, all of that. I could load it up, and I could take just this out, and I would know everything, because between the monthly being so big and then the whole daily, I think I would take this out and be just fine and know everything without the drop of a pin, everything that I would need to know. And I think that's why in hindsight, I gravitated towards this system, the Weeks and the A6 Techo, because this is really versatile. Pocket Moleskine, not so versatile as far as what I need in life right now. There was another point in time where I felt it was so versatile, and that's still very valid. But right now, it just doesn't feel like it gives me what I need. So I'm hopeful that if I don't like the personal rings, that these two will be like the perfect duo, that I can, even in here, make a lot of different lists for different parts of my life if I need to. It's enough pages, and I'm just really excited about like the white Tomoe River paper. I like the fact that each month has like a little dashboard, as well as this little page I can put my word of the year, goals, anything like that. So I don't know, that's where I'm at. I just wanted to come on here. I haven't filmed in a while, and I've been trying to be a little more intentional on my Instagram stories again, because that used to be such a fun place for me, and I've really not been on Instagram stories the way I've been trying to get back to it in a very long time. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's what's going on with my current planner, Hobonichi Weeks, these two planners. Maybe at another video, I'll show the massive like Moleskine Spiral Weekly, just because I only saw one person on YouTube with it. Barbie Plans a lot, or Barbie Plans, Paper Plans, something like that. Barbie Plans on Paper, I think. I saw her use it, and I was like, oh, that looks amazing. I want to use it, as we all do. And so maybe I'll come on and film a video about that later and just show you like how I've been bare bones, very bare bones planning in that, just to get on paper what I need. Just because I don't see a lot of it on YouTube, and maybe that would be helpful for somebody. But that's what I'm using. Hopefully I'll be back later in the week with an actual update with the whole personal rings thing. And yeah, I really do appreciate you guys watching. I hope you were able to drink your coffee. I forgot that mine was sitting over here, so I'm gonna go warm it up so I can get my flu shot and go work out. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!